Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of DudeWutPodcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and this time I am joined by my very good friend. It's Mr. Adam Grizzly Bear Homer. How the hell you doing, bro?
Yeah, man, really good. Really good. Like, it's been a couple of weeks again since I was last on.
It has been a couple of weeks.
Glad to be back on, bro.
Oh, defo, man. It's good to have you, man. Really wanted to get you on that episode last week when we were talking about the Chili Peas. Because you went to see them in Manchester.
I did, yeah.
So you had a completely different experience to what me and Hamby had.
Yeah, it was a different experience. I mean, I did want to come on the podcast, but certain things happened, so I couldn't come on.
It's all good, man. Yeah.
But yeah, the Chili Peppers were awesome. I mean, you guys had an incredible set list, and I think you guys had a better set list than we had when I went.
Yours had some on there though that were, ones that I would have loved to have.
Yeah, definitely. I think there was some of mine where I think we had like Salted Squeeze. I Could Have Lied.
Yeah, like that's one. Yeah, Could Have Lied. Another favourite.
Yeah, but, I mean, there's several on there that were really good to hear. And one that actually I really loved to hear was One Way Traffic, man.
Oh, we didn't get that.
It was actually really, really good live, and I do like that song anyway. But seeing it live, like, it made it like 100 times better.
Yeah, I tell you what was insanely good live. Nobody Weird Like Me.
Yeah,
that was so good, and the ending of that, I forgot about that song, and the ending where it kind of slows down was just crazy to see live.
No, that would have been cool. It's proper old school Chili Peppers. It's got a lot of energy.
It was very good. Loved a lot of the newer tracks. The crowd didn't seem to like a lot of the newer tracks. What was that like for you?
Yeah, the thing is, like, I feel like a lot of the people there are there for the hits. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
like casual fans, even though like it's not cheap for a ticket to go either. Like, you got to really like them to go.
Yeah. Yeah,
and like I was sort of surprised by that as well, because they played some older songs as well, like like "Suck My Kiss," which is a big song, and like not a lot of people knew it, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, it's just strange. Like some of the videos I got a video of a song that I was dying to hear live, which is called "The Heavy Wing" off the new album, and that's the song to get up and jump around to and whatnot, and nobody really moved during it. It was like people just sort of stood there, and it's like, what the hell? You're missing this gem. Like, what?
I know, it's surprising, isn't it? It's like we went with my sister, my brother-in-law, and they're like Chili Pepper fans, and they hadn't even heard the new album. So
really?
So like on my way down, like I was like, you got to put it on.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can't go and not have heard it.
Yeah. It's like the touring album. It's the one that they're promoting on there. Yeah,
exactly. But it was really good.
Good.
It was like, I remember you saying it was like an achievement moment seeing Frusciante live.
It was, yeah.
And, same for me. Like it was awesome. It just took us like 5.5 hours to get home.
Yeah, it was not that bad for us. Obviously, we went and stayed with Hamby, but we were just absolutely destroyed after 7 hours of standing in that crowd. But glad you had a really good time, man. We will chat more about it when I see you in person next.
Yeah, definitely.
So that we don't bore the shit out of everyone anymore with further Chili Pepper chat. What else have you been up to, bro, in the last week or so?
So the last sort of week, let me think. So I can't really remember a lot, to be honest. I think
one of those weeks.
It's sort of merged into like every day's merged into one recently for me.
Yeah.
The one big thing we did recently was we went to Stratford last weekend. On a bit of a whim. We were like, oh, it's like a nice day. We'll take the dog to Stratford, and it was awesome. Like loads of people out, really really sunny.
Nice.
Went to his pub like on the river, and it was just a really nice day. And we've been trying to sort of take the dog out as much as we could recently to like new places. Try and like get him exposed to more things as he's getting older. So we've been down the river in Evesham a few times where we live. Had a chippy.
Okay, yeah.
And it's
nice.
It's been really good. I mean, thankfully we've had a lot of good weather recently, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, yeah.
So
well, it's sort of off and on, actually. It's like,
yeah,
a couple of days ago we had a day and it was glorious sunshine, and then literally 20 minutes later it was chucking it down so hard. 20 minutes later again, back to sunshine, and it was all over the place.
Yeah, to be fair, it has been like that. And then the last thing we did as well, probably it was of note, was the weekend. It was my niece's first birthday.
Oh, wow.
So that was pretty cool. It was her birthday on the Friday. So on the Saturday we had like a party, and it absolutely hammered down with rain in the morning.
Oh.
So the party was supposed to be at like 1 o'clock, and it absolutely chucked it down with rain. It was so heavy. So we delayed it by a couple of hours, and then in the end, the rain stopped, the sun came out, loads of cake, loads of food.
Oh, that's good.
Loads of kids like hyper on like full fat Coke.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good day to be fair.
Good.
How
good
about you? What have you been up to?
Yeah, I've been up to a few things. So, as usual, I try and head down back to the Shire, as we call it, to see our pal Tomo.
The T-boy.
Yeah, it was kind of spur of the moment. I think he called me at about 9 o'clock, and he just went, "Hey, do you want to come down tomorrow?" And I said, "Oh, I can't because I got work the following day." I said, "I'm free tonight though." I was off work the next day, And he went, "Come on down." So I literally jumped on the motorbike, flew down there, and we watched a load. It was good, to be fair, because I haven't seen him in a few weeks. But we watched a load of videos. We played some Xbox, and we were up until 4. It was 4 in the morning. And then I slept, and then I left his house at 7.
Really? Jesus, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty hard going.
I was absolutely dead on Friday, but then it was good because I got back to mine and I realised it's Friday. There's a new episode of The Boys out, so I watched that, and then I thought, oh, it's Stranger Things season 4 part 2. So I watched all of that. Not going into any spoilers, but have you seen season 4?
Yeah, I did finish it last night. Actually, I watched the last episode. The day before that, I watched the second from last. And
okay, so without spoiling anything, as sort of briefly as you can, what did you think of it? Did you like it?
I liked it. I thought it was a bit underwhelming, is my honest opinion, but it wasn't bad. Like, I think it had a lot of things to tie up in 2 episodes. Yeah, and I think it had a lot of things that were almost filler that didn't need to be in there. And there's some things that should have been in there that just weren't in there at all. Especially the last episode, about 3/4 of the way through, there's a certain bit where I don't want to say spoil anything, but I was like, it could have gone into way more detail.
Okay, yeah. So here's something I like to think that I'm on the cutting edge of entertainment news, right? But my dumb ass didn't realise something, right? So I'm watching the whole of season 4, and I'm going, this is it. Like, this is how it ends. But I watched the finale, and I thought, I loved that. Absolutely fucking loved that. And Fee watched it with me. I was like, what a great show Stranger Things was. And then I saw on Facebook that, like, something about season 5, and I was like, hey, what? Hang on a minute, what's this? I thought that was the end to the whole show. Yeah. Until like a day afterwards.
Really?
I literally I thought that was it. I remembered hearing that they were going to split the final season in 2, but I thought that was the final season.
I knew there was.
So I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing that there's more coming.
Yeah, I think when there's a 5th season, like it pretty much teased it up at the end of season 4 for a season 5 when it's coming. Obviously, if you didn't know it was coming, I guess it sort of does like wrap things up a little bit. That's what I mean. Genuinely, without spoiling anything now,
the way it ends is, like you said, it sort of sets up season 5. But if you don't think there's a season 5, it's still open. And I thought that was a great way to end it.
I think it does that in every season to a certain extent, where it sort of finishes, and it could sort of end there if they wanted it to, but they always sort of set it up for another one. It's almost like, oh, we'll set it up, we don't know if it's going to get renewed yet for another season.
Well, exactly. Like, and I thought, well, they're leaving it like that so they can do spin-offs, so they can do prequels, so they can do everything, because there's definitely going to be a million spin-offs in the future.
It's got that big now. And Yeah. I mean, I do love Stranger Things, and I think it was a good ending to a season. But I think there was other episodes of the season that were way better, and I think they just sort of
Okay,
overshadowed
yeah.
the final episode.
It's also, I think, like it's on Netflix, so you're not watching it live, as it were. Was there any need for the last episode to be 2.5 hours long?
No, I don't think there's any need for them to sort of put it into two parts either.
Well, they're doing that to try and claw back subscriptions.
I think that almost ruined the flow.
Yeah, they're literally doing it so that people don't subscribe, watch it all, and then leave.
Yeah.
Because recently, since they announced price upgrades and password sharing not working and stuff like that, shit tons of people have left Netflix. So they're trying to claw back all of the sort of viewers they can. But no, I think like they could have just split it. They could have just made that last episode like 2 episodes.
Yeah, they could have easily. Yeah, I don't know what the thinking behind that was. I don't think it was a slog to get through or anything at all, because it did grip you the whole time.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
they could have put it in 2 episodes to, like a to be continued.
Yeah.
And then straight away after there's another episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and I've been watching another Netflix show recently, which
what are you watching?
To do with what I have been doing recently. Better Call Saul.
Oh, finally on it.
Well, I've been watching it for a while. I'm on the 5th season now.
Oh, okay, right.
You haven't watched it, have you?
I haven't seen any of it. No,
dude, you got to watch it, man. It's so good. It's so literally. I think Hamby said on a few episodes, a while ago, that he watched the first season. It was a bit of nothing happened really.
Yeah.
But from about season 2 onwards, it gets really good.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, I have started a new series on Netflix, and it's something that I know Hamby's been telling me to watch it for ages. I can't remember if you have as well. I think possibly. I started that Dark on Netflix.
Yeah, I think I was the one who told Hamby about it a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on episode 3-ish.
Oh, it's good.
And you have to be in it to watch it. And the only reason I'm not watching loads of it, I find it quite hard to binge.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously a lot going on. It's in German. You need to concentrate. So you can't just have it on while you eat a bit of tea or something.
Not, no.
But I watched episode 3 last night right before bed, and was like, it was one of those, I really don't want to go to bed. I just want to keep watching this. But
it is like a Stranger Things meets Lost sort of show, and it is really, really good. It's very clever, very clever, and it's very complicated.
I'm getting the sense that it's going to get very complicated, but I'm enjoying it so far, so I'm going to stick with it.
Good, you should.
The only other thing sort of notable that I have done this week is you might have heard me say that at the end of last week's episode, me and Hamby were talking about maybe future gigs to go to.
Yep.
And I said that Volbeat had I think it was like that day, Volbeat, a band that I really love. I haven't known about them very long, probably only about 7 or 8 months, but me and Fee both really like them. Volbeat announced a UK tour, a European tour called Servant of the Road European Tour, and they announced the UK dates: Cardiff, Nottingham. I can't remember the other ones, but about 4 dates in the UK. London was one of them, and I think Hamby, I said, if it's not too much, I'm sort of down for that. I can't really afford it, but I'm down for that. I'm on O2, so I literally had a text to say, get your Volbeat tickets now. And I was like, what the hell? Had a look, 40 quid a ticket, or 42 quid. So me, Hamby, Fee, and Hamby's Mrs. Tilly are all going to Cardiff in December. I think it's like December 16th to go see Volbeat in Cardiff.
Man. Is Hamby into it, man? Or is he trying to get
into it? He's listened to a couple of tracks, but the thing with Hamby, I think he just enjoys gigs anyway, but he just enjoyed that Chili Peppers gig so much. I think it sort of got him back into the swing of it.
Yeah.
Because I know since COVID, he didn't even like going to the cinema. I mean, he does now, but he didn't even like going to the cinema or doing anything sort of social, you know. But I think he had such a great time at that gig. He was like, I don't care if you're going to a gig, I'm coming. The hard part was convincing our missuses to come. To be fair, actually, that's a total lie. Fee likes Volbeat just as much as I do, and when I said they were touring, she was like, "Are we getting tickets?" You know, so yeah, Volbeat in December, you know, around my birthday time. So nice little treat.
Sweet,
Can't
man.
wait. I think we're going to be staying with Fee's parents, which should be interesting.
Oh God.
As in, we are all staying with
Oh
Fee's
God.
parents. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know about you, bro, but I'm getting mighty thirsty.
Always thirsty.
How's about we jump into everyone's favourite segment? It's What Are We Drinking?
What are we drinking?
All right, dude. So I said to you, what are you drinking, dude? And you said...
I got a good one.
Okay, yeah. So what are you drinking, dude?
I got some water.
No, get out.
I do have some water to hand, just to quench the thirst. But I do have a special drink today.
Okay.
It's not an alcoholic drink, though.
Oh, what are we soft drinking?
So this is a special one. So
Okay.
I discovered this drink about...
Club Orange.
No, not better.
Better?
Yeah.
Club Orange is the gold standard on this podcast, bro.
This is better, man. So
Okay.
I discovered this drink about 6 years ago originally, right?
Wow.
Whilst I was on holiday in America. So one thing I've learned from like sort of traveling around a lot is like branded drinks taste different like everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Especially
okay,
Fanta, right? So Fanta tastes completely different like in America to it does here. Like here,
something to do with the sweeteners they use, or the sugar, or
like
something?
here it's like yellowy. Like there it's like a dehydrated piss, like orange, and it's like super sweet.
Okay.
And I was in a store one day and I came across this drink, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's a blue Fanta.
Yeah. Blue Fanta berry.
So it's Fanta berry.
Yeah.
So it's basically like raspberry, like blueberry flavored Fanta, and like the Fanta itself is like bright fluorescent blue. Like you know, it's like ice pops you get when you're a kid, but are like blue flavored. Like this is like that melted. It is delicious, but
really?
It's really expensive to buy because you have to import it, and that's what I find Colombian going. But it's expensive stuff, and I got this for my birthday, and it only came like last week, so it took like a month to come.
Yeah.
But the first sip of this is like the best sip of a drink you'll ever have in your life. I guarantee.
It looks good. I mean, just the can looks good.
It is. It's like sweet nectar. Honestly, if you should have like just order them. Like 15 quid for like 8. That's how expensive they are.
Yeah.
But it is like by far the best drink you'll ever have.
Is it the best Fanta then?
100%. It's my favourite soft drink. But like we literally buy them like once a year max.
Yeah.
And like I try and like make them last as long as possible. But it's so freaking good.
So my favourite Fanta that I've tried, I've never tried a fancy one like that, but my favourite Fanta is just Fanta Lemon, because I like the sharpness of it.
This does have 40 grams of sugar in it as well.
Oh.
But no, Fanta Lemon is great too.
Yeah.
Fanta Lemon's really
but doesn't stand up next to the Fanta Berry.
No, honestly, this is like next level. Because they do a Fanta Grape as well.
I like the Fanta
Grape. Which is really
good,
but this is better than Fanta Grape.
Okay, I'm going to have to try some of that. I know that Tomo gets a lot of... Like, every time I go around Tomo's house, he's got, like, 2 crates of Rio in his kitchen. Rio, I'm not sure if they have the drink Rio in different countries, but it's so good. It's sort of lightly fizzy, tropical flavored drink.
Yeah.
But I personally call it the kebab killer, because if you're eating like a lot of greasy food, like a kebab or a mixed meat and chips or something, and you just need something to drink, a lot of the time you'll drink something and it'll just kind of like clag you up.
Yeah,
sort of like,
I know what you mean.
But but a Rio cuts straight through and just refreshes you instantly.
It's like the opposite of orange juice, then.
Oh, god damn. I can't even think of drinking orange juice with a kebab.
Well, that's a dangerous combo.
Oh.
But no.
Yeah, Rio is very good, but...
This is
okay,
very, very, very good. Like, hands down, if I had to recommend one drink to somebody, it'd be this.
Okay, I'm going to have to try that then. Talking about orange drinks a sec, where do you stand? Are you Team Fanta or Team Tango?
So, I really like the American Fanta. The American Fanta is really good. It's so sweet. It's like a classic like orangeade, like really strong. Where like here it's like really like almost like squash level of like weakness.
Yeah, it's quite light.
And I think Tango here is better. I think in general.
Really?
Yeah. If I had to pick one out of the can, I'd pick an orange Tango probably.
Over an orange Fanta
I think
out of the can.
Yeah. In the UK.
Wow, okay. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I'm Team Fanta all the way, so hearing someone say they would optionally go for a Tango.
Tango is more orange than Fanta is. That's what it comes down to, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can understand that. It definitely is more... Yeah, it's hard to describe it other than, it's more orange. I think, like, I've got a few friends that, prefer Tango as well, but I just think Fanta just knocks it out of the park. It's more refreshing, I think
it has better flavours, like, variants. Like, it has, like, you got fruit twist, you got lemon.
Oh, see, I hate fruit twist.
I like it a lot, but I used to have a lot as a kid as well, so I've sort of, like, grown up drinking that.
I just do not understand the flavour at all. It tastes like a lot of different chemicals pretending to be fruits. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
It's not great
That's
for
what
me.
this is.
But, orange and lemon, I like it. No, I'm going to have to try some of that. So, I don't have a soft drink.
A blue. I don't know if you can see
it.
that.
Oh, electric blue.
Yeah.
I can see it on the rim, yeah. Wow. Does it come out looking like that?
I guess we'll find out.
Some drinks definitely do. Like if you have a can of Monster, like you just renting the stuff. You got to give it back. It looks exactly the same coming out. Probably. No. So I last week I did a soft drink. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you did. Didn't you have?
I can't remember.
Didn't you have a Beck's Blue?
No. Yeah, I remember. I had an Erdinger alcohol-free. And it was disgusting. It really was horrible. And I couldn't even drink it. I had to just go downstairs and pour it away after the podcast. But I drank that because I was on some medication and I couldn't drink. But I'm not anymore. So I got an alcohol plus, more alcohol, please. I've got a beer today that I've been meaning to try for a little while. I just have never got around to it. It's a lager, so it's automatically kind of not my thing. But it's a lovely hot day. This thing has been in the freezer and then the fridge, so it's literally dripping with condensation. But today, I am drinking a Kingfisher Premium. Apparently, Kingfisher is India's #1 beer brand. It's probably brewed in Kent, as they all are. It's brewed in Hartlepool.
Very Indian.
But I love Cobra. I love, those ones. So, I'm going to crack this open. I'm really looking forward to this. I meant to say when you asked me what I've been doing my week, but I've recently been following my sort of dive back into Indian cinema, which I definitely recommend that film Triple R, by the way, Grizz. I've really got into Indian cooking as well, but not like out of a packet or not like out of a sachet.
A ready meal.
Oh, Jesus, no thank you. No, what I've been doing is buying like just the spices, and I've been watching like some restaurants tutorial videos, and I've just been sort of following their lead, and you know how you see those videos of like an Indian market and there's like piles of different coloured powders.
Oh,
and
yeah.
things? Well, that's like what my kitchen looks like. I'm literally pinching a bit of this, bit of that, and it's delicious. It's so easy to make a genuinely authentic takeout quality curry.
Sweet.
It's so good. But back to the beer. It says a real taste of India. Let's see what that tastes like. Smells good. Smells like just another lager. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but that was a lot of chugs.
Tastes like India.
It's delicious. I mean, it's a lager. It doesn't taste special, but it doesn't taste bad. It tastes. Ow! Hi, kitten. Thanks for clawing my leg. Appreciate that. It's very nice. You know, it says on the back it's a lager for all occasions, and yeah, I would say it is. You could easily eat a. You know, you could be barbecuing while drinking this. You could be eating a curry. It's very good.
Is it a kebab drink?
Yeah, I would say it is. It's not a kebab killer, but you know, you could eat a kebab while drinking this. Yep, I like that.
Sweet. There is a fine line between a good lager and a bad lager.
Definitely, yeah. There definitely is. I think that some lagers, and I've said before on the podcast, have that like pissy taste.
Yeah.
And pissy, and like they have a pissy taste and a farty smell. You know, this beer is not guilty of that. So,
well,
I will just say, by the way, if in this audio you hear some like dinking clinking, my cat has decided to go under the desk that I keep all my stuff on, and is like doing that thing cats do where they like pet themselves against stuff. And she's decided that my table is what she wants to pet against. So apologies for that. If we don't have anything else to say about our beverages, how about we slide on into something different, bro?
Do it.
What are we drinking?
All right, so last time it was me and you on a pod. We sorry, I'm just cat to the lap. Kitten, I'm trialing you in this room because you were good last time. Right, so last time we said that we like to talk about games. We like to play video games. So we created a new segment, and it was sort of, the working title was, what are we playing, or what are we gaming? But that's kind of whack, and it sounds pretty similar to the what are we drinking, you know, which is famous at this point. So I'm just going to call this segment Games. And I will say it like that every time.
It's got a beautiful ring
so
to it.
on this week's Games. Grizzo, have you been playing anything this week?
So I actually haven't been playing that much stuff recently, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Because I went for like a huge binge of like loads of different games for like weeks. And like the last sort of 2 weeks I've sort of like just stopped a little bit.
It's the same for me. It is the same.
I go through cycles of like getting really into like loads of games, and then I'm like, okay, I need a bit of a break here. But one game I've been playing recently, which has actually had an announcement recently about the new installment coming out, is Skate 3.
Okay, I saw that little "we're still working on it" trailer thing.
It's really weird actually, because I was on Xbox with my brother a few days ago, and I was playing Skate 3. I was like, I want a piss around game just to play for like an hour before I gotta go out. And I was like, what do I play? And I was like, I played Skate for like ages.
Yeah,
and, I literally like properly hooked back into it, just finding different spots, you know, just trying to do loads of different things with these different spots over and over and over again. And I said to him, I was like, I wonder like what Skate 4 is going to be like, because they did announce it like a year ago.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Literally nothing's come out, and literally about 20 minutes after I said that, I went on Facebook and it was like Skate 4 trailer. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, like it's just a great game. Like it came out years ago now, like at least 9 years ago.
Yeah,
Skate 3,
something like that.
And like it's still fun as ever. And I'm proper hyped for like a new one when it finally comes out, and it looks like they're actually taking their time of making it as well.
Yeah,
And
I think so.
getting like the community's like input on it a lot, because they want it to be a good game instead of just throwing out a game just to make money.
Yeah, I think also it's got the reputation of, I mean, say what you will about which one you think is the best, but all three of those skate games are arguably great games.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably prefer Skate 1 overall because that game got me into skateboarding, and it had the biggest impact on me. Skate 2, I know there's Tomo's favourite. Skate 3, obviously a lot of fun. Coach Frank in it.
Frank.
Yeah. No, I just, as someone who didn't really play the Tony Hawk's games very much because I just didn't like how they controlled. When Skate came about with its kind of flick stick controls, it just changed the game for me.
Yeah,
and,
it was
really got me into skating games.
Genuinely was next gen.
Yeah.
Like I played all the Tony Hawk's games when I grew up, and loved all of them. But like Skate just made it realistic.
It made it feel like you were actually doing something. Rather than tapping a button to do the trick, you had to do the trick, and you could mess that up.
There genuinely was a skill level to playing the game.
100%, yeah.
Skate 1 probably, is my most nostalgic. Love that game. Skate 2 probably is the best actual game out of the three.
Yeah,
And then Skate 3 is just... It takes the things from the first two and tries to perfect it, but it doesn't really work as well, but it's still a good game.
But yeah, it gives you a new location, and the sort of wackiness of Skate 3, they amped that up, so you had more Hall of Meat and stuff. I just found that Skate 3 was the only skate game I didn't finish because I thought it was too hard.
It was different because the first two, it was you were an up and coming skater, trying to make a name for yourself. And the third one, you were trying to build a company, weren't you?
Yeah.
And you had a team of skaters you could choose from. But no, I mean, it's crazy to think a game from 9 or 10 years ago, mechanically, is still super solid and still really fun to play.
So, did it run well on the Series X?
Yeah, really good. I'm not sure if it's 30 or 60 FPS, to be honest. I think it's just 30, but it's 4K because it's got a Xbox One X upgrade, I think.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, super fun. I was I'll go on this for 20 minutes, and I've spent days playing it now.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's fair enough, man. I mean, it is a good game. I maybe I'll download that and we'll play a bit.
I think it's on Game Pass. I think
it is. Yeah, I think it is. I remember seeing it a couple of days ago, actually.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Just you'll be surprised. You'll go on it I'm not expecting much, and you'll be playing it for hours. Once you find a spot and you start going on it over and over again, you're trying to perfect different tricks, different grinds.
Trying to make a little line.
It's so addictive.
I do remember doing that at some locations like the Quarry and places like that. Okay, so other than Skate 3, have you played anything?
I've been playing Lego Marvel Superheroes a little bit.
I saw you playing that. Yeah.
And I've pretty much completed it now. I've got one level left, I think. And
okay.
It's the same. I was I've been playing loads of serious games. I wouldn't mind a light-hearted game just to mess around on to kill a bit of time here.
Well,
and
they
there.
definitely are that. Yeah.
And that's literally what the Lego games are. And it's just that game is 10 years old as well. I think it was a Xbox One launch title, and still play is amazing.
I would say that Lego Marvel Superheroes, Lego Lord of the Rings, and Lego Pirates of the Caribbean are probably three of the best.
Yeah,
they're all the old games. Yeah,
they're all top quality.
Because
games.
The newer ones, I've got Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, and it's pretty crap in comparison to the first one.
I've heard that.
It's just open world, way too much stuff to do, and it's just I don't care about all this. I just want it. Just give me missions, Yeah, I saw you playing that. Fair play. Are you playing that solo, or are you playing that with your missus?
Solo. I've been playing it solo. It was literally I'll just go on it, do a level for the sake of killing time, and a few hours gone by, and I've pretty much completed the whole game.
Yeah, I went back and I tried to collect every single character, and I think I've done it actually.
There's a lot of characters.
There is a lot. But it was just I played it a while back. I think I played it while I was at uni, and while Fee would be there doing work, I'd be on there just Googling where and how to unlock this character. Go there, do it. Right, who's next? Go there, do it. Just something to do. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. It's a good game.
It is. What have you been playing?
Tomo always takes the piss out of me for playing those Lego games, but
Really?
they are good games.
You can be any age and play them.
Yeah, you can. I've been playing a few different things. So I said in the last podcast, and we said just now that I've slowed down somewhat. I haven't turned my PlayStation on in a while. Just getting a little, like, when it's hot weather, I find it hard to focus on a game.
Yeah.
I just want to, like, sit there. But, so I've been playing a bit more Mafia 3, and I got to a point where I thought I was getting through it, and it turns out I'm just starting it, really. And I was kind of like, oh, for fuck's sake, I like this game, but the definitive edition of all three of those games are just buggy games. And I just thought, like, I'm going to put that on the back burner for a bit. So, along with playing quite a bit of Call of Duty with Hamby, Tomo, and Shep, we've been playing that new Fortune's Keep map. I actually really enjoy that. It's a lot of fun.
Do you prefer it
so
over
I've been playing that.
Rebirth? Or...
I think it's the best map so far, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It's bigger than Rebirth, but it's got more going on.
Mm.
So there's not as many like massively open areas. There's always somewhere to hide kind of thing. And we've been streaming it a lot recently. There's a video came out last week. There's another video to come out this week of a stream. We're doing all right on it. We're doing pretty good. So along with Call of Duty, what I decided to do was I decided to reinstall Assassin's Creed 1.
Ooh.
Now, this is probably the game that I have played the most out of all games in existence. I think I have played through Assassin's Creed 1 about 13 times.
Jesus.
Because, I love it. It's a great game.
It is a great game.
And even now, like, I restarted it and I completely forgot how it starts. And that's madness for someone who's on their, like, 14th playthrough or whatever. I completely forgot all of the start of the game. Probably because I put it on and I was instantly amazed by how gorgeous it looks.
Really?
Yeah, so it's definitely... I don't know if it's just my TV settings or whatever, but it definitely looks like it's playing in 4K. And it is definitely playing at 60 FPS.
Yeah.
It just looks... and feels great. It feels like a new game.
Yeah, it is crazy how much a difference like the technology makes, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It just looks great. So I've started playing that again. I've got to the bits now where I obviously remember everything, and I can just sort of speed run the game. But I'm thinking about playing through all of those Assassin's games again.
Yeah. I would like
not giving myself a time period or a set time. I'm just gonna slowly work my way through them, and then So what I was doing was I was jumping between Mafia and Assassins, jumping, and then I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna install Red Dead 2 and maybe play that again. So I'm a bit all over the place when it comes to games.
That was literally what I was like about 2 or 3 months ago when I had all this time off work, and I was like. I had too much choice, Do I go for a big game? Do I go for a small game? And
yeah.
I did actually... I mean, I played a lot of Red Dead 2. It's my favourite game ever, behind the first one.
Yeah.
Or even in front of the first one, I don't know. They're sort of on par with each other. And I started playing it again, got to about Chapter 3, and I was like, I don't think I can play this again yet.
Yeah,
I'd like to play it again, but I think it was such a special story. Like, it was almost too soon, even though it's like 4 years later.
Yeah, so that's what happened to me, basically. It started again, and I just thought, I can't do this, like, it's so in-depth. But recently, because it's been so warm, Fee usually does her work in the conservatory. She can't because it's so hot, so what she's been doing is sitting next to me, and she can't help but watch and get involved in whatever I'm doing. So I kind of feel like playing something real good, something with a good story that's going to grip her as well as it is me. So I thought, I know, I'm going to install Red Dead 2.
The ultimate game.
Yeah, so it's installing. Just because I want to do the side quests. I blasted the campaign last time. Didn't put any time into side quests. Yeah, so I want to just do it all this time.
I took my sweet ass time in that game.
Oh, I didn't. I like to kind of blast the campaign on my first playthrough always, and then come back to it. But I just never came back to it. So, that's all I've been playing, bro. Is that all you've been playing?
Yeah, I think so. I've still got Ghost of Tsushima to finish.
Oh yeah.
Which is an amazing game. But it's one of those games I played every day, and like I had a couple of days where I didn't play it, and I'm finding it quite hard to get back into that like zone to play it now.
Yeah.
I hopefully when I start playing it again this week. But there's 3 acts or 3 chapters of the game, and I've got to the second one, and so far it's been incredible the whole game.
Good.
I just wish like I was playing it like in 4K 60 or at least just 60 frames, because it's not janky or anything. It's just such a pretty game. It just make it even better being so smooth.
Oh, is it because you're playing it on the base PS4?
Yeah, base PS4. It plays well on it as well. Like graphically it looks really good. Gameplay wise it's solid. Like there's no lag or sort of like frame rate issues. It's just it would just enhance the whole experience playing on the better console.
I know what you mean. Yeah, fair enough. I'll have to play that at some point. I keep thinking I'll buy more games, and then I think, well, I'm not really playing anything at the minute, so probably get through what I've got, and then I'll buy some more games. It is
very good. Except the only thing, you can't really blast through it like Red Dead. You can't just blast the sort of main story, because it just throws side quests at you, and at some point in the game you're like, I don't know if this is a side quest or like the main story.
Oh,
and
right.
It goes off
one
like
of those,
a whole different arc. You're like, is this even like main story? And it's just really organically done. But it's a very good game.
Fair enough, bro. I think we should leave the games there. Move on to a bit of entertainment news.
I think so.
All right, first bit of news. In an exclusive interview with Deadline, Bond producer Barbara Broccoli says that the next Bond film is 2 years away from production. She says that they are reinventing the character. Now, shall we spoil No Time to Die? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, no spoilers then. No spoilers. So, No Time to Die saw the end of Craig's sort of term as Bond. I think he's the longest serving Bond so far because of obviously COVID and, No Time to Die getting pushed back. But basically, it ended. So, as with all new Bond films, people cannot wait to hear who Bond is going to be. It's been chatting. I'm pretty sure at some places you can put bets. You can put bets down on it. I personally think Tom Hiddleston or Henry Cavill.
That'd be cool.
Would be perfect. I think Tom Hiddleston, because I think we need a slim, smooth talking Bond rather than a beefcake that will punch your face in. A lot of people think Idris Elba.
Yeah, I have heard. I think that'd be really cool.
I think it would be very cool. I just think he's a bit too old.
I do think that. I think by the time it goes to production, he's going to be well into his 50s.
He's got the white beard, white bits in his beard. I just think it's a shame because, if you take him at the age he was in like The Wire,
or even 10 years ago,
perfect. Oh yeah, even 10 years ago, he would have been very good. But I think he's a bit too old now. I think we need a Bond who can fight but can also talk, and I think Tom Hiddleston is perfect for that. But Henry Cavill also, but Henry Cavill is a fucking huge man.
Yeah, he is.
So in an interview at a private event in central London, Broccoli was asked about who's coming up, who's going to be Bond, and apparently, and this is a quote, she said, "Nobody is in the running. We're working out where to go with the character. We're talking it through. There isn't a script. and we can't decide on how we're going to approach the next film because really we are reinventing Bond. We are reinventing who he is, and that takes time. I'd say that filming is at least 2 years away. So, sounds like they are, just taking their time, coming up with this whole reinvention. I don't think reinventing the character sounds that great, because I think that after, 4 films or however many of Craig's Bond, I think they've finally done a good job with the team, with M, Q, all the other characters. Amazon now owns MGM, right? And now owns the licenses to Bond. Why don't we get like a Amazon series based on someone else at MI6, or even like cool, Q and maybe Moneypenny goes back on the job kind of thing. Like, they did such a good job, and it took a long time to establish those extra characters that they're now going to sort of brush them all away. I think it's a bit crap.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, really? I think there's so much history as well with Bond that there's so many different eras of fans as well.
Yeah, well, this is the thing: is
please everybody.
This is the thing. A lot of people now are complaining and going, "Oh no, he's going to be too woke. They're going to call him James Woke, and he's not gonna kiss the women and stuff." And it's just sort of like, calm down, Yeah, but... get with the program,
Oh my god.
But yeah, so Bond is a way off. So then probably, if filming isn't until 2 years away, it's probably going to be a little while before we get another hint at who might be playing Bond.
Yeah, I think it will be.
All right, next little bit of news. Actor Taron Egerton, or Egerton. I never know how to say his surname. I think it's Egerton because it's only one G. Taron Egerton has confirmed that he's had a meeting with Marvel Studios.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he is a very good actor. Obviously, he played Eggsy in the Kingsman films. He was also Elton John in Rocket Man. He's just a really good actor, really, really great actor. For a while now, it's been sort of a fan casting that people would like to see him as Wolverine.
Oh.
Which I think would be great, because although Hugh Jackman is the ultimate Wolverine, he's amazing. Wolverine in the comics is like 5 foot something, and Hugh Jackman is the tallest man, So I think they could really do a properly comic book accurate Wolverine with Taron Egerton. So he has confirmed that he met with Marvel Studios about joining the MCU. People are already speculating that, oh my god, it's for Wolverine, right? And apparently he said he doesn't, basically said like he can't say anything about that. He'd be excited but apprehensive as well, because Hugh Jackman is so associated with that role. He says, I'd wonder if it'd be very difficult for someone else to do it, but hopefully if it does come around, they'll give me a shot. So people are taking that as is he gonna do it? I mean, we do have the Fantastic Four coming up at some point. So, he could be any role, really. But Wolverine would be sick.
It sounds like more than a hint almost, doesn't it, though?
It does, yeah. Another fan favourite for Wolverine is also Daniel Radcliffe.
That's a good show, actually. I could see that happening.
I can see Radcliffe beef him up a little bit.
Yeah.
He'd make a great Wolverine. Right, next bit of news. Actress Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things. She is going to star in a movie called The Electric State, which is a Netflix sci-fi movie directed by the Russo Brothers. The famous brothers who sort of changed the game when it comes to like Marvel cinema, and helped create one of the biggest movies of all time, and then went, hey, let's just do little Netflix films now. But they're adapting an illustrated novel by a guy called Simon Stalenhag. he came up with this book, The Electric State, in 2018, and Millie Bobby Brown has sort of signed on to play the lead role, and it's described as set in a retro futuristic past. It follows an orphan teen played by Brown as she traverses the American West with a robot and an eccentric drifter in search of her younger brother. Sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
Yeah, like, I mean, you know, Russo Brothers are good. They're good filmmakers. And I love sci-fi, so I will watch it.
Yeah, I just hope. I mean, it's got all the right ingredients for a good film, hasn't it? I just hope it doesn't turn into one of those like classic Netflix original films. It's like half baked.
Yeah,
good idea.
Netflix original in air quotes.
It's like a good idea. They've got either got a good story and a shit cast, or a shit cast, or a good cast and a shit story.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So one or the other. You can never like get it perfect.
Yeah, definitely. They do have that problem for sure. Next little bit of news. A new teaser trailer for the upcoming Hunger Games prequel has come out. Now I thought like, oh yeah, I gotta watch this. It's literally just a little animated teaser. It basically shows like a frozen tree with a bird on it, sort of, and a snake basically becoming like thawing out and becoming golden, and then it sort of just forms to make the logo for the new film, which is titled The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Apparently it's going to be centered on President Snow, but when he was like an 18-year-old or something.
Okay.
And the sort of early games and things like that. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I won't go to the cinema to see it, but I enjoyed those Hunger Games films.
Yeah, I did enjoy them. I think there was a massive hype around them, wasn't there, when they came out? And I can't imagine these prequel ones are going to get that hype.
Yeah, I think it was because they came out in that time when like young adult fiction was mega.
Yeah,
I mean, you had like Twilight, Hunger Games, Maze Runner, all this stuff like that, Scorch Trials, all this stuff like that, you know, that was being turned into films that sort of young teenage audiences
it was like
really loved.
Mid-teens.
Yeah. But, you know, it'll probably be pretty cool. The thing I thought was the coolest thing about the Hunger Games is just like the fashion.
Yeah.
And like the outfits was just so weird. That dude with all the weird lines in his beard.
It gave off like quite like an authentic like atmosphere, I guess is the word.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was a believable world, even though the world was unbelievable, if you know what I mean.
I agree with
that. Okay. Godzilla vs. Kong sequel gets a release date. It's finally confirmed that we're getting another MonsterVerse movie, and it's coming out around the 15th of March, 2024.
I haven't watched the first one.
Have you seen any of them?
No.
Some of them are great. Some of them are awful. If you watch them in chronological order, technically the first film is Kong Skull Island.
I've heard
that's very good.
Yeah, I've heard Skull Island's good or decent at least, and that's the only one that sort of interested me. But the whole it's not really my sort of thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not mine either. But Skull Island, you've got Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, Sam Jackson, John C. Reilly. The cast for that film is very good. Yeah. And it's like a proper... I mean, it's set like in the 60s, so it's got a banging soundtrack. Lots of like Vietnam sort of imagery, but with King Kong instead of like the Vietnamese or whatever. But no, the Kong Skull Island is good. The Godzilla films is where it gets let down, really, except for when Kong comes back into it in Godzilla versus King Kong or whatever it's called. But it's worth a watch. I mean, there's like 4 films there, you know, like if you want to get involved. And, you know, Millie Bobby Brown is in one of them. I think she's in the second Godzilla.
I always find like really supernatural things in films hard to believe when it comes to like animals.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like King Kong and like Godzilla. Like the only one that's really like drew me in is like Planet of the Apes.
Okay. Yeah, I've only seen the first one of the sort of new trilogy.
Oh, really good. Really, really.
Yeah.
The second and the third one are really good films.
I've been waiting for them to come on to... they're sort of dotted around various streaming services, but now I think they are all on Disney Plus, I think.
I think so. I watched them on the plane back from Australia a couple of years ago, and like they were really good. Really, really
Okay,
good.
I've heard that they're supposed to be amazing,
Like it's
so
like,
I will watch
like
through those
weird,
again.
like how like CGI like apes like create like a real like emotional like reaction out of you.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Okay. Yeah. Worth a watch then. Yeah, I would probably recommend the sort of Monarch Monsterverse. If only for the King Kong stuff is good.
Yeah.
The Godzilla stuff is kind of lame because like big slow fat lizard man, you know, versus I think the reason why Kong versus Godzilla is interesting is because you've got like literal like an atomic sea serpent god versus just a big old monkey, you know, and it's kind of like even Kong is like, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? But it's good, you know, and the CG on Kong is good, and yeah, it's all right. All right, next news. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever has got some promo art revealing a new character. So, promo art shared by the Twitter account at MCU Facility shared the first looks at Namor the Submariner. Namor the Submariner is an old character invented in the 60s, probably by Stan Lee, and actually was the first Aquaman kind of character. Okay. I think Aquaman, the DC character, came out later and was based on Namor. I know that Marvel have been planning to introduce him as far back as like Iron Man 2. There's an Easter egg for him, but he's never turned up until now. So in this image, Namor, who is sort of the last, I don't know if he's like the last Atlantean or the king of Atlantis, but he appears pretty much as he does in the 60s. Big green underpants, you know, little wings on his ankles for some reason. But they've mixed it up and they've made him basically like Aztec looking.
Okay.
And I think they've based his appearance massively on a character called Tepeyotl, which is the Aztec jaguar god. And there's two images. One of them, he's sort of in his standard, you know, green pants, Aztec sort of chest piece and stuff like that. And the other one, he looks like he's about to sacrifice somebody. Like he's got a great big headdress. Looks badass.
I have to check it out.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's only like drawings, sort of promotional pictures now, but I think they said it is legit. And I'm not sure. I think there was rumours that they were going to introduce him as the villain of Wakanda Forever. But, you know, we know how that'll work.
Yeah.
He'll turn his way around. He'll be a good guy. He'll just be, like, misunderstood or something. But, yeah. Namor the Submariner is coming to the MCU. All right, next and last bit of news now. Sony has confirmed that the next Ghostbusters movie is coming out next year.
It's pretty soon.
Did you see Ghostbusters Afterlife?
No, I haven't. I've got to admit, I know a lot of people love Ghostbusters. It's just something I've never been into at all. Even from a young age. And I think a lot of people, it's like ingrained from childhood, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Well, I've never really had that, so it's never really interested me growing up.
Okay, well, yeah, I get that. I've never been that into it. First film's a great film. Second film, it's not so good, but it's just good to see everyone back. Then there was that Ghostbusters Answer the Call, which wasn't a bad film because it was all women. It was a bad film because it was a bad film, and it's just not funny. But at the time, it was the most like downvoted video on YouTube, and all these like proper sexist people were kicking off because they swapped all the characters to women, basically. But they've since confirmed that that is in its own universe, and they did a sequel, Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is a direct sequel to the original 2 films. That was pretty good, you know. It's got Paul Rudd, it's got Finn Wolfhard, it's got Mike from Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things.
Worth a watch, you know. Yeah, just like standard sort of feel-good action movie thing.
Yeah, I feel like my version of Ghostbusters was like Men in Black.
Yeah, that's... And me, I mean, yeah. You're talking like 1997, more our sort of era, that. So apparently Sony has committed to a date for the film. They're expecting it to open on December 20th, 2023. There is no official plot synopsis or casting yet, but it's generally expected that the film will carry on from where the post-credits scene of Ghostbusters Afterlife left us. Now, without spoiling anything, in case you wanted to watch it, they're basically just saying this new one will probably come back to being like New York, the big city, because the last one was set like in the desert or something.
Okay.
For like the whole film. So this one's coming back to where it began, kind of thing. But yeah, probably be pretty good. Like you, I'm not that interested in Ghostbusters, but I will watch it.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. I will give it a try.
I mean, I only watched it because I saw that it was on Sky Cinema, and I was like, fuck it. I wouldn't watch it in the cinema. All right, so now it's time to move on to what this podcast... I was going to say podcast then. What this podcast is all about. As you may have seen from the title, today we are tackling another entry in our So You Think You Know Movies series. Now, this is technically the second episode of So You Think You Know Movies. I think part 1 was actually with Hamby, and we talked about Tom Cruise and Tom Cruise films.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
So I was trying to think of, who can we look at this time? And I thought of a few actors, and then I thought, actually, I know what to do. I don't know if you're aware, you probably are, but the latest Thor film comes out on Friday.
Yeah, very soon.
I've got tickets to see it on Sunday. Cannot wait. Really, really looking forward to it. It looks amazing. So I thought, how's about we sort of focus on the MCU? For one of these hard quizzes. And then I thought, well, the MCU's pretty big.
It's huge.
There's a lot of films in there now, so let's split it up. That way I can sort of keep riffing on this, you know what I mean? Like, I can keep this thing going for a few weeks. So today we are looking at it's So You Think You Know Movies, MCU Phase 1, 2008 to 2012. So that starts with Iron Man and ends with the Avengers, I believe.
Yeah,
2012.
That's correct, I think.
Now, I like to think that it's my subject, that I did my dissertation on the MCU. I like to think that I know my shit, but, we might be proved wrong. So as always, 60% is the pass rate. I couldn't find a quiz for this on trustywhatculture.com. So today we're on BuzzFeed, and we found a quiz called Only True Marvel Fans Will Get This Quiz About MCU Phase 1 Correct.
Ooh.
It says, we dare you to get this quiz 100%. That's a dare. They're challenging us, bro.
Yeah, man. They're chatting shit.
Are we going to back down? No, we are not going to back down. So question 1. Ooh. Are you ready for this quotes hard quiz? Hopefully it's not too easy. Okay, question 1, everybody. And of course, you, the listener, play along. Send an email, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com, or just comment on this episode when it comes out and let me know how you did. Be honest now. No cheating. And, if you turn out to be some sort of genius, maybe me and you will have a one-on-one face-off, because I'm pretty good at trivia.
A dance-off.
A dance-off. Okay, question 1. In Captain America the First Avenger, in which country is the Tesseract found by Red Skull? Options are Romania, Finland, Latvia, Norway.
I can remember it being snowy. That's all I can remember.
I know it. Now, I know it because this location is actually quite a big deal in the MCU. So it's in a village called Tonsberg, I think is the name of the village. That village later becomes New Asgard. It's the same place that, Thor sort of sets up Asgard as where Red Skull finds it. It's in Norway.
Yeah, it is. It's snowy in Norway.
It is snowy in Norway. There you go, bro. Using your noggin. Okay, it was called Tons or Tunsberg, Norway. Which is the first movie of the cinematic universe? Spoiled it. Spoiled it for myself. Do you know which is the second movie? This is a question just for you. Came out the same year.
The Incredible Hulk, isn't it?
Correcto, yeah. So we're going Iron Man. Options were Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. Captain America came out 2011, I think. Thor, don't remember. All I remember from the first Thor is the bleached eyebrows for some reason.
Yeah, it wasn't a good film.
What was that about? Yeah, strange choice. Question 3. What is the name of the missile that Tony Stark was demonstrating in Afghanistan just before his convoy was attacked? Answers are Tombstone, Nimrod, Jericho, or Petra.
Shit.
So, I'm not 100%, but I know which one I would guess.
Well, the one that calls out to me is Jericho, but I don't know if that's because of Chris Jericho.
Yeah. The walls of Jericho, baby. It's I think it's between Tombstone and Jericho, but something about Jericho is calling to me.
Yeah, I think Tombstone sounds pretty logical because I can sort of remember it, but Jericho just sounds badass. But I think it is Tombstone.
So, I think, I don't think it's Nimrod. It's not Petra. I think that Tombstone is a bit on the nose. I think it's probably Jericho. Because doesn't he do that thing where he's like, Jericho or whatever, and then he puts his arms up and it blasts past him. We can go Tombstone if you like, though, because we're 50-50 on this. I'm going to give you
straight away, though.
Well, this is a tip, and this is a tip to anyone listening to this. If you do any sort of quiz, pub quizzes, anything like that, one of the tricks I do, and people are like, how do you know so much? It's like, I don't know so much. I just genuinely go with what my gut tells me is the first answer. Because if you're hearing one of these and you're getting an immediate response, chances are you already know, and that's why you're getting that sort of response. Let's go Jericho, and watch us get it wrong now.
That's where it's Nimrod.
Oh, so actually, this is giving us the result as we go. So yeah, Captain America was in Norway, Iron Man was the first film, and Jericho was the name of the bomb. So we're doing pretty good so far.
It was Jericho, baby.
What was that? Was that when he grabs their legs and bends back?
Around my belly. Yeah. Bends legs backwards.
I actually really want to get WWE 2K22.
It's supposed to be pretty damn good, actually.
It's supposed to be very good, isn't it? Yeah. I do want to get that. Okay, after escaping from the US, where was Bruce Banner in hiding and working in a bottling plant? Options are Sao Paulo, Caracas, Caracas, I don't know how that's said. Rio de Janeiro or Bogota? So, I don't know, but I do know that it's very kind of favela-y.
Yeah, that's what I can remember. It was very South American.
Yeah, very favela-y, so my gut is saying Sao Paulo, but I think that's just because when I say favela, the first thing that comes into my head is Max Payne 3, and that was set in Sao Paulo, wasn't it?
Or was it Rio?
No, I think it's Sao Paulo.
Yeah, it was. We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Come on, Max. No, it was Rio. Shit.
Max Payne,
Speaking of Max Payne 3, I genuinely want to play that again.
Yeah, 100%. It's a great game.
I think I'm going to have to get that. I think I'm going to have to install that as soon as we finish this podcast.
I've got it installed already.
Oh, going to have to do it. Okay, whatever question this is. What is the name of Loki's real father and the leader of the Frost Giants? Now, I know this straight up, because it's technically Loki's name, but do you want the options?
I should know this from hearing the options.
Okay, so Logi, Lycan, Lofin, or Laufey?
Oh, shit. He's an evil motherfucker, that's all I know.
Yeah. So I know this because, as with, sort of tradition for that part of the world, back in the day, your surname was just your father's name followed by son or dottir. And so Thor is Thor Odin's son. I know what Loki's surname is.
You do it.
It's Laufey. It's Loki Laufeyson is technically Loki's name. So that's how I know that. And we got it correct. Right, next question. Which element used in the arc reactor was poisoning Tony? Gadolinium, promethium, rhodium, or palladium? I don't remember, because, to be honest, Iron Man 2 is probably one of my least favourite MCU films.
The second one wasn't anywhere near as good as the first one. But
yeah,
rhodium just sticks out to me. I don't know what that is.
I was going to say rhodium and palladium both stick out to me. Rhodium kind of sounds like roadie. Rhodey Rhodes is mate.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Promethium. I don't think it's gadolinium. That's a bit of a mouthful. What are we saying, bro?
I think, like you said, rhodium just sounds familiar because of Rhodey.
It also sounds like a Rhodian is the sort of alien that the guy who tries to shoot Han Solo. I can't remember his name now, but the sort of weird.
Yeah.
That's a Rhodian. That's the name of that race.
What about, was it Palladium?
Palladium and Rhodium. I think it's a toss up between those two.
Yeah. We'll just go with Rhodium is what stood out to me, but I think that's because of Rhodey though.
We're going Rhodium. It was Palladium. It's okay. We just need to get 60%. Right, next question. What was the name of the radiation that Steve Rogers was subjected to that transformed him into a super soldier? Delta rays, Vita rays, Theta rays, or Zeta rays?
This is quite tricky, actually, this quiz.
It really... Well, I mean, I do try and find a hard quiz without looking at the questions, which is also hard. It really could be any of them.
But it all sounds so similar. That's a problem.
I think that Vita or Vita rays stands out to me.
So,
but then theta because it kind of sounds the same.
Yeah, they sound very similar.
It's not delta rays.
No,
it sounds like a country and western singer, that does.
Zeta or Vita? Or is it...
Now, please welcome to the stage, Delta Ray Douglas.
It literally...
I think Vita.
Yeah, that's the only one that sort of stood out, sounding a little bit different. I don't know.
I think we should go Vita,
yeah,
Ray, and I will take responsibility if we fail. It was correct.
Hey.
Vita rays, yeah, or Vita rays, however it's said. All right, next question. Which Avenger appears briefly in the movie Thor? Black Widow, Bruce Banner, Clint Barton, and Tony Stark.
I remember it is very brief, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's very brief.
I'm feeling a bit like a bit of a bore because I remember this as well, but I remember this because it's quite funny. It's in the scene where Thor comes back to find his hammer, and Shield has like cordoned it all off.
Yeah,
and Thor breaks through and he goes for his hammer, and they go, Barton, take him out, and Clint, you see it from like his perspective. He goes to grab an assault rifle or something, and then he like takes his hand off it and goes for the bow, and it's like, was he really gonna grab that sniper rifle or whatever? Like,
the thing is, like, I didn't even watch. I watched through all the Marvel films last year, like all the way through again, leading up to like the release of like the latest Spider-Man, and like,
yeah,
it's like mad, like how much like I've forgotten the first two Thor films because they're so forgettable.
Oh yeah, they are. The second one, especially for me.
Yeah.
I used to watch them every year. I did watch through them all every year. I already feel like I want to go again, but I think Fee just can't hack it. Like, she's seen, the first two phases of the Marvel films. She's seen to death. And She just doesn't need to see him again. It's Clint Barton. I fully remember that one. It's actually his first appearance. First appearance as that character, which is pretty cool. Right. In which year does Steve Rogers undergo the transformation into Captain America? 1941, 1942, 1943, or 1944?
It's got to be pretty late because America didn't get involved in the Second World War till quite late on.
Good thinking. So initially looking at that, you're just sort of like, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know this, but yeah, that's good thinking.
Yeah, it was quite late on. So what were the options again? 41.
41 through to 44.
It's either going to be 43 or 44. I would have thought.
Yeah, I think that's safe. So, what year did the war end? 1945.
Yeah, it was 39 to 45.
So, I think that. Yeah, it's tricky because I would say that all of it could have been done in a year. If he was juiced in 44.
Yeah, because I think it might be 44 because like all the D-Day landings and all that sort of stuff was like very late on in the war after America got involved. So I reckon it'd be 44.
We're going 44 then. I think that's a good bet. No, it was 43.
Oh.
Yeah, well then what was he doing for 2 years? Just dicking
Exactly.
about, like, or for
Just
3
chilling.
years or whatever. Chilling. They didn't make that. It didn't come across that he spent 3 years or whatever, or doing the buy war bonds thing. That came across as like 6 months. Yeah. Okay, next question. What was the name of Jane Foster's ex-boyfriend in whose name a fake driver's license was given to Thor?
Oh, I've got no idea.
I know it without looking at the options. That is how sad I am. No, I know it because in the Oh, is that your kitten?
Yeah, she's scratching at the door.
Hey, kitten, how's it going? Welcome to DudeWutPodcast. Can we get your take?
What do you reckon, Hardy?
No, I know it because in the comics, Thor has a human alter ego, and they do not do it in the movies, but they do reference it in saying that it's Jane's ex-boyfriend, and that is Dr. Donald Blake.
Oh, okay.
Okay, next question. As part of her cover, in which country had Natalie Rushman worked as a model? Thailand, Australia, Italy, Japan. Now, so I don't know this, but I do know that Natalie Rushman is Black Widow, right? So, where would she have modelled? Thailand, Australia, Italy, Japan. I mean, Italy's quite fashionable. You have like Milan Fashion Week and all that stuff.
You gotta surely it's just gotta be Italy, hasn't it?
I think Italy or Japan. But Natalie Rushman. Should we go Italy?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know.
There's nothing that stands out.
It was Japan. It was Japan. Okay. Yeah. As long as we hit that 60%, we're good. Let's keep going.
Quickly.
It is. It's slipping away. And there's me like, I know everything about the MCU. Oh, bring it on.
Not a massive Natalie Rushman fan. What are you playing at?
Yeah. Okay. When we first meet pre-transformation Steve Rogers, in which city's resident was he posing as? When we first meet pre-transformation Steve Rogers, which city's resident was he posing as?
What are the answers for?
I don't really understand the question.
I don't understand it, but what are the answers?
The answers are New Haven, Queens, Princeton, or Paramus. Which city's resident was he posing as? Well, I mean, he is from Queens.
That makes no sense.
I mean, unless there's a tiny detail where at the start of the film he goes, "Hey, I'm pretending I'm from New Haven."
To be
or
fair,
something.
I think when he enlists was one time. Don't quote me on this. It's been a long time since I watched the first Captain America, but I swear there's a bit when he goes to enlist and he pretends to be somebody else.
Yeah,
because he's gone up so many times to enlist, they keep not allowing him in.
Yeah, you're right, and he tells him he's from different places. Ooh, okay. So it's not going to be Queens, because Queens is where he's from. Princeton, Paramus, New Haven. That's a tricky one.
New Haven sounds familiar, but I swear...
So does Paramus. I don't know what that... It doesn't really sound like a place.
No, that does sound like it could be... Let's go with that. Let's go with Paramus.
What? Over New Haven?
I think so, yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, it was. It was correct. He's from... Apparently he says that he is from Paramus.
I can literally, picture him saying that, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that when he's talking to... Is that when he's talking to Dr. Erskine, or is that when he gets turned down?
I think that's when he gets turned down, I think.
Ah, okay. Right, next question. To steal which metal did Hawkeye go to Stuttgart, where the Avengers have their first confrontation with Loki? To steal which metal did Hawkeye go to Stuttgart? Iridium, indium, germanium, thorium. Jesus, come on now.
That's tricky.
Sort of question is this? What sort of the way the question is worded as well is shitty.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be thorium.
No, that's a write-off.
Yeah, so this is in
the first Avengers film.
This has got to be in the first Avengers. So they're in Stuttgart to get some metal.
I can't remember this happening in the film.
No, nor do I. Yeah. Right. Okay. So it's between iridium, indium, or germanium.
Iridium? I don't know.
I think we should get rid of germanium,
yeah,
and go iridium, indium. I think iridium sounds more.
Yeah, I think it does.
Legit. Correct. It was. Okay. The events of which film are referenced to when? God damn! Who's writing these questions? Honestly, the events of which film are referenced to when Red Skull discovers the Tesseract in the church? The events of which film are referenced to, when the Red Skull discovers the Tesseract in the church? Options are Schindler's List, The Guns of Navarone, Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Dirty Dozen.
That's a confusing question.
It is. The events of which film are referenced? I mean, Schindler's List, really? Don't know. I mean, Raiders. It could be Raiders.
Yeah. If he's taken something he shouldn't have.
It's because it's like a hidden treasure as well, isn't it? Let's go with that. I think
that sounds most logical.
Yeah, correct. Apparently, he says, and the Führer digs for trinkets in the desert, alluding to, them digging for the whatever it is they're looking for in Raiders, the Ark of the Covenant or whatever it is. Okay, what event was Tony participating in when he is first attacked by Vanco? Is it the San Marino Grand Prix, the Malaysian Grand Prix, the Monaco Grand Prix, or the Singaporean Grand Prix?
Is it? So what was the first option?
San Marino Grand Prix.
I feel like it was Monaco.
Yeah, it's not Malaysian, it's not Singapore, because it's like a European country. So it's a toss-up between San Marino and Monaco.
I think Monaco is like a really famous track.
Okay. Then.
I think it is Monaco.
And it's famous for wealthy people.
Yeah, it's like big time.
Let's go
rich.
Monaco. It was Monaco, correct. In The Avengers, in which city does Natasha find Bruce Banner living as a medical doctor? Options are Kathmandu, Kolkata, Kuala Lumpur, or Kyoto. It's not Kathmandu, I don't think. I don't think it's Kolkata because isn't that like India?
That's India, yeah.
Or around there. Yeah, I don't think it's India. It's not. I don't think it's Kyoto. My mind is saying Kuala Lumpur or Kathmandu. I know I just said it wasn't that, but
so
it's super tricky because it's literally like a 2-minute scene.
Yeah, is it? Is it in the first Avengers film?
Yeah, it is. It's when she goes to sort of recruit him, and it's the first time we see Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner.
See, I think it was sort of like Indian, sort of.
Oh, okay.
I think
I know what you mean. It definitely wasn't South American.
No, it wasn't
like
South
where
American.
He was. Okay, well, you take the wheel on this one. Where are we going?
I don't know. I don't want. This could be the difference between 59% and 60%.
It could.
Let's go Calcutta, but I don't know if that's right.
It's right.
Oh.
Yeah, in India. Yeah, nice one. Okay, so what we'll try and do now is, because I am cautious of how long this podcast is running on for. Before we started this, we were like, it's going to be a short one today, like 40 minutes, and we are coming up on like an hour and 30. It never happens. Okay, next question. S.H.I.E.L.D. started using the Tesseract for developing weapons as a response to which event? Banner's escape after becoming the Hulk, Vanko taking remote control of drones and Rhodey's suit, discovery of Hydra's weapons facility, or the Destroyer causing rampage in a small town from the movie Thor?
I'm not sure.
I think it's the Destroyer. I seem to remember Sam Jackson giving like a one-off line about aliens destroying a town in like New Mexico or something.
That sounds familiar.
I mean, I think it's either that or it's going to be like Hydra, but I don't think do they. I mean, by this point, Hydra is underground again.
I don't think Hydra was really prevalent at that point.
I think it's the Destroyer.
Yeah, I think it's worth going for it.
Yeah, it's correct. It's correct. Yeah. Okay, who gave Loki his scepter? The Other, Ronan the Accuser, Ebony Maw, or Thanos? Now, this is a tricky question because I know overall it was Thanos. But the Other is the guy, the creepy sort of guy who sort of stands by Thanos' chair.
Yeah.
You know, in the earlier films.
Yeah.
I think he gets his head like snapped round or whatever.
The tall, skinny looking weirdo.
Yeah. So, could you say it's the Other giving it to him, or is it Thanos? Because technically it's Thanos.
See, he's just a middleman, isn't he, Ben? If Thanos is actually giving it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go Thanos.
I think Thanos. No, it was the Other.
Oh.
Come on, though. I mean, we should get that one right.
It's a technicality.
Really. What is the name of the terrorist organization that kidnapped Tony Stark? The Revengers, Ein Hajar, the Ten Rings, or Tivan? 10 Rings.
10 Rings, yeah.
Yeah, it's the 10 Rings. Hell yeah. To which character from Black Widow's past does Loki refer when talking to her? Yelena, Dreykov, the Red Guardian, or Melina? I mean, who knows? Yelena, I kind of doubt they would have mentioned her that early on. The same with Red Guardian. I don't know who Melina or Dreykov is.
No, that's tricky.
But I think between Melina and Dreykov, I would probably be inclined to say Dreykov.
Yeah, that's quite tricky.
Yeah, I mean, unless you literally read the script,
I know, it's hard to just pick that out. I've got no idea.
Let's go Dreykov. It's correct.
Nice.
Okay, here we go. Right, we did pretty good.
Yeah.
We got 90%.
What?
No, hang on. No, it says you scored better than 90% of all the other quiz takers. We got 15 out of 20.
That's pretty good.
Which is good. Yeah, it is good.
It's pretty good. That's what, 75%?
75%. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's probably one of the highest scores we've got so far on the So You Think You Know movies.
Even though, to be fair, there's some difficult questions in there as well. I think we've got
there
some
definitely
lucky guesses.
was. Yeah. Yeah. It says you're a Marvel pro. You're like Steve Rogers. You are sprightly. You know all the moves, but sometimes get bested by someone. And then for some reason, it's got a picture of Furiosa from Mad Max.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. So, that was part 1 of the MCU. I'm sure in future we'll come back and we'll revisit all of the phases. Because can you believe it that Phase 4 is coming to an end now?
Yeah, I know. I feel like this one's come and gone really quick as well.
It has. It's because of all the TV shows. There's been a lot of... Phase 4 has been primarily TV shows.
Yeah,
but there's been a lot of them, and they are good. Let us know how you did in that quiz. Send an email, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. Also, let us know what we should do. We've got the So You Think You Know music, movies, gaming. Come on, guys, recommend something, and we'll take a hard quiz on it. Or, like I said, 1v1 me, biatch, let's do this. I'd be down for like a Harry versus the world kind of quiz show. But I think, dude, we have come to the end of another very long episode of DudeWutPodcast. It's been great to have you on. It's been great to chat about games in our week and this and that.
Yeah, man. Good to be on again. I've had a good time. I'm glad we got more than 60%.
Good. Yeah, I know. I can see that you're buzzing, and I am buzzing as well, because I always big myself up, and then we always just scrape a pass. We are yet to fail one, but it'll probably happen at some point. Right. Yeah, we have come to the end of another episode of DudeWutPodcast. If you enjoyed the show, the best thing you can do to help is you can go on your sort of platform of choice and leave us a 5-star review. Say anything you want, but leave the 5 stars. It sort of helps spread us around, so we would appreciate that. You can get in touch with us. Send an email, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. You can speak to us on Instagram @dudewutpodcast. You can also find us on Facebook /dudewutpodcast, or just search for it in there. You'll find us. And if you really, really enjoyed the show and you want to help out further, what you can do is you can go to buymeacoffee.com /DudeWutPodcast, or go on our link tree and you'll see it down there at the bottom. You can go on to buymeacoffee.com and you can basically donate any amount between £1 and £5. It's all super appreciated. It just goes into the general running of the podcast. But I also understand that it's your hard-earned money and you shouldn't have to part with if you don't want to. So that option is there if you want to. Of course, don't feel you have to. We will be back this time next week for another podcast coming out on the Tuesday. We will also be back for a live stream on Friday. Really, really enjoying the live streams at the minute. So please suggest some stuff for us to play, bonus if it's on Game Pass, because then we can all play it. But hopefully you've been enjoying the content we've been putting out, and we'll keep it coming. So until next time, everyone, we will see you later. Take it easy. Bye-bye.